Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your host, Larry, and Master Warframe Angler. And today we're going to be taking a look at exactly what it takes to go fishing inside of the new Plains of Eidolon Expansion. So before you can really go fishing inside of the Plains of Eidolon, the first thing you're going to want to do is come over here and talk to Kanzu. If you're not familiar with Kanzu yet, Kanzu is the guy that you talk to in order to start doing bounties so you can get some standing with the Ostron. Standing is used to increase your reputation with them, and it's also used as a valuable commodity in order to purchase different items. Once you've done a couple of those bounties and you've gone around and gathered a few of the different collectibles inside of the Plains of Eidolon, then you're going to want to come back to this marketplace and find your way all the way alongside here to the fishmonger. She's the one standing outside of this massive stall filled with, you guessed it, lots and lots and lots of fish heads. Chat with her, and she should make available to you two items that are super important for fishing. The first one is obviously the fishing spear. You can also purchase a Tuluk fishing spear, but they both ostensibly function in the exact same way. I've played around with both of them, and this one is more or less the same as the default one. So you'll need 500 standing to purchase the basic spear, and then another 500 standing in order to purchase the Lumos die. So in total, you'll need about 1,000 standing in order to get yourself started in a way that's comfortable, no matter if it's daytime or if it's nighttime. Once you're inside the Plains of Eidolon and you have your fishing spear equipped, all you really have to do is find a body of water and wait for the fish to show up. It can take a moment or two, sometimes up to 5 minutes depending on the body of water, and once you've waited, they should start to spawn. They don't spawn in by default. I'm not sure if that's intentional or just a byproduct of how the early edition of the Plains of Eidolon work, but just equip your fishing spear and wait next to a body of water, typically ones that are deep enough that if you jump into them, they kick you back to the nearest piece of land you were standing on, and then just wait. Nighttime is a little bit tricky because, as you can imagine, it gets darker, which makes seeing the fish a little harder, and that's where your luminous die comes in handy. So the luminous die allows you to put in the water, and suddenly the fish start to sparkle and they glow. I don't typically use that when I'm fishing inside of waters like this, where you can very easily see the fish, but if you were to go to the more ocean-esque area and try to fish, that water is very deep and it's much harder to see the fish. There's also a fair amount of overlap in the types of fish that you get in each area, but each little zone, like along this river where this lake is going to have a different selection of fish. So I'm in this big lake here where there's a giant dead sentient, and there's a nice little set of islands here that you can fish in, and then upwards, kind of up north of me there's also additional islands in this river where you can also fish, which makes it really easy because the main sort of threat to you when you're fishing is going to be roving packs of Grineer sentries or patrols that are just going to make things a little bit annoying as they try to snipe at you while you're busy trying to catch fish. Now, the last little piece of information I want to share with everybody who might be getting into amateur Eidolon fishing is how exactly you get crafting materials from your fish. Because you can't just catch the fish, go back to your ship, and tell your robot pal to start dicing them up. He doesn't know how to make heads or tails of them. So what you end up having to do is you go back to Fisher Hyluk, talk to her, and you can actually click on the fishing services button, select the fish, and have her gut it and convert it into something that you can actually use. So we can select 3 of these large kut-kut, which you catch inside of rivers. Click OK. And then you have 2 options. You can provide these fish to her as a way to farm up reputation with the various people of Cetus, or you can tell her to cut the bait. And this will provide you with fish meat, kut-kut venom sacs, which is because I gave her a kut-kut fish, also fish scales and fish oil. All of these things are usable in various different ways for some of the different crafting that you get from Cetus, and also for buying various wares, including some of these pets that you purchase from Master Tesoni. So that's basically the how-to on how to do fishing in the Plains of Eidolon. There are some more tidbits of information that you can find on wikis, like the specific areas that each one of these different fish will spawn, what their crafting materials are used for, and how to optimize your fishing experience. But I just wanted to share with people how the basics go, because things like having to wait for the fish to spawn have been confusing for some of the people who are new to the Plains of Eidolon. So until next time, I've been your host, Larry, your Sarin Prime host. Have a good one, everybody. Happy fishing, and I will catch you next time. Bye, everybody.